We could have those today. News@sky.com. You can or whatever you do with pictures, however you send them to us, do that. We've got Michelle Dewberry and Tim Lovejoy going through the newspapers 20 to 7 and 20 to 8 this morning. Eamon home, Sarah Jane, Mee Sky News Sunrise Tuesday. Good morning, wherever you're watching us from this morning. And the next 10 minutes or so, here's what we've got.
Is Obama still the man for America? We visit a swing state ahead of the President's State of the Union address.
Swing state, that sounds rude. Sounds,
not though.
It's a political term. We're also looking ahead to the Oscar nominations. The Iron Lady, tipped for success. Saw this last week, I have to say. She was superb, Meryl Streep.
She was incredible. We were saying that it seemed to gloss over a lot of the exciting historical elements from that period.
Yeah,
it was all very much about the character.
Got a bit irritated with the device of her talking to Dennis, and I do think it was disrespectful now that I see it. That
although Jim Broadbent might be nominated for an Oscar later today.
There you go.
Not fast.
He was all right. It was just the device, I suppose, was wrong. And get ready for change, but will the new 5p and 10p coins hit the spot? Didn't know there was any, but here we go. 5p and 10p coins. That's in our pay-per-view. Michelle Dewberry, Tim Lovejoy with that. So what we're getting, naturally enough, reaction this morning, Mark, is people think this is going softer on sentencing, and if so, why?
Yeah, I mean,
this with Tim Lovejoy and Michelle Dewberry in our newspaper review in just about 5 minutes' time. Thank you, Mark, for that. Here's what else is happening with Sarah Jane.
Police searching for an extremely dangerous murder suspect who escaped from a prison van have arrested a man in connection with the incident. 31. A Conservative-led group of MPs has warned that NHS reforms are hampering efforts to find ways to reduce spending without cutting vital services. The Health Select Committee. Another suspected case of a baby being infected by a potentially deadly infection at the Royal Jubilee Hospital in Belfast is being investigated. This year's Oscar nominations will be announced later today, with Meryl Streep expected to get another nod.
And this time tomorrow morning we'll be discussing the State of the Union address, because President Obama is delivering that in the early hours of tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. We've got it covered here on Sky News. Right now, let's go through the newspapers. And with me...
Well, as soon as I saw this, my idea was absolutely stick this cap on. I agree. Then when you...
Yeah, we don't get any...
I'm sure you two can sell your stuff as well if you've had a broken heart before.
Also, Sarah Jane, do you think something like that, would you not feel you're buying
I
a bit
don't know,
of
I
bad
don't
luck?
think people... We were talking earlier about whether you give the engagement ring back and things like that.
Should.
I think if you split up amicably...
What do you mean?
If somebody's cheated on someone else, keep the ring, get the money and go on a nice holiday.
But if it's amicable...
Oh, we live in a no-blame culture on divorce, so you can't be doing that. You should just give the engagement ring back.
Well, tell that to the women on this website.
Yeah, I'd keep my ring, sell it and go on holiday or something.
Front page of the Daily... This is not the case now. Somebody's saying that simple brain teasers help stop this disease.
Every time I do the news... And I think as I say, it's slightly condescending on the people who've got...
Okay, now, there's a lot of interpretation on these guidelines. They're open to interpretation. A lot of people think it's all going very, very soft on sentencing. Give us examples of how things can be interpreted.
Yeah, and a couple of...
Situation about drugs mules as well. Often victims in these situations. What's been said about them?
Yeah, I mean...
This morning, so you can email us, you can tweet us as well, and we'll cover that as the programme progresses. For the moment, Mark, thank you. Here's what else is happening.
Homes have been searched and a man arrested as police continue to hunt a murder suspect who escaped from a prison van. Live to... Another suspected case of a baby being infected by a potentially deadly infection at the Royal Jubilee Hospital in Belfast is being investigated. A Conservative-led group of MPs has warned that NHS reforms are hindering efforts to find savings in the health service. Live. The tax returns of Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney have been released. They reveal he earned... Britain is failing around 10,000 children because of a shortage of foster parents. The sun is bombarding Earth today with radiation from the biggest solar storm in more than 6 years. Stargazers were out in force last night to see this.
Yes,
Look
gorgeous.
at this sight, the Northern Lights. People would say they could see them over Edinburgh Castle. We've had an email in to say...
oh, you just don't know. Do you think they'd actually tell us if we weren't OK?
You're such a conspiration theorist.
So it's as if the sun has suddenly sort of, vomited or something in our direction.
It's sending something very fast in our direction.
We'll know soon enough. Thank you very much indeed. Let's look at the front pages. Tuesday morning, very good morning. Eamon home, Sarah Jane, Mee Sky News Sunrise in the next 10 minutes.
We'll be talking to the Health Secretary, Andrew Lansley, as his health reforms face fresh criticism today.
Yeah, Seal will be talking for the first time since he announced his split from his wife, the model Heidi Klum.
And why could vanity in a man be deadly? That's in our paper review with Michelle Dewberry and Tim Lovejoy.
Look forward to that. Government borrowing, what you would pay towards government borrowing, over £2,000 at the bottom there, just on... Yeah. We're sitting reading the newspapers here with Michelle Dewberry and Tim Lovejoy, and you can join.
It's skimpy clothes, so why did this bounce the thing?
Nice, Sarah Jane, what are they saying?
Yeah, this is from Oliver. He says, I think this is a good idea. You should not be arrested if you're caught with drugs for your own personal use. Adam says, hang on a second, mules know exactly what they're getting into, criminal activity, just as much as the dealer knows. It just seems to be an excuse to cut back on prison numbers. That's a flavour of what we're getting this morning, that actually there's more to this. The government are either trying to cut costs or get the prison numbers down.
Yeah, I mean, it always polarises the debate.
I mean, here's one from Sharon tweeting, we are soft, we sound soft, we betray to the world, we have got to move on and we have got to see who the victims and who the villains are in all of this. That's leading our news today. What else is happening, Sarah Jane?
Paying a lower rate of tax than the president and his rivals, so okay. I think a lot of people are going to be picking up on that.
That's the way to do it.